Have United done the best bit of football business ever in the transfer market with Garnacho? Chelsea looking to sell Garnacho this summer, having only just bought him. Manchester United hold a 10% sell-on clause with Garnacho leaving Chelsea. Oh my God, what a year it has been for Garnacho. We've said on this channel, we've said on FUTV several times now about Garnacho, his attitude, the problems that this lad causes, his family being his agents, everything that is wrong about modern day football. Garnacho pretty much epitomises, and he's taken off all of his socials with Chelsea. Any link to Chelsea, he's gone off his socials. I mean, this guy just loves to completely ruin his career, doesn't it? But let's look at this away from what the player's doing for just a moment at the start of this video and say Manchester United, they did an amazing deal with this, did they not? Like 40 million in the first place for a homegrown player is big business for United. But getting rid of him with the sell-on clause, no, actually forget it. 40 million for Alejandro Garnacho is more than a good deal on its own. But to get a little bit more on top of this, if Chelsea go and do their mastery and do what Chelsea do, and I still don't know how Chelsea do this, I don't know how they manage to get the fees that they do for their players, but if Chelsea go and do a Chelsea, then it's only going to benefit Manchester United. Has this, and here's a question for you all, especially if you're a Man United fan, and if Chelsea fans are watching, then do let me know as well. But have Manchester United made up for Chelsea shafting us several times before? The Mason Mount transfer for around about 55 million quid is one that springs to mind. Manchester United's recruitment team not looking into the injury record and the chronic hip issue that Mason Mount had and shafting us 55 million. Manchester United spending 250 grand a week on wages on a player that cannot play at the moment. Has Garnacho and that transfer levelled the playing field? Have Manchester United got revenge on Chelsea with this transfer? I'm going to go for a walk while you think about that, and we'll see in the next section if you agree with me on that one, because I really do think that United have absolutely stung Chelsea with this one here. We were right, weren't we, Reds? I mean, I'll challenge anybody to actually come back and say that this isn't a mega deal for Manchester United and we haven't shafted Chelsea. And you have to look at what Garnacho is doing at the moment. I mean, look at the social media side of things. For instance, him now, like I said before, deleting everything that he has from that Chelsea account or anything to do with Chelsea, and then bringing up some of the old Manchester United footage. I don't know if you have seen it, but go check on his profile now and just look at the reposted content. So it's not even Garnacho's content, it's actually other people's that he's reposted. He did this all the time at Manchester United before, and now he's doing it for Chelsea. Can you imagine being a Chelsea or part of the Chelsea hierarchy right now and actually looking at Garnacho? Like, look at that man next to you. Like, who was it who decided that Garnacho was a good deal for Chelsea? I think since Vecinia's come in, it's got even worse for him. And now recently, part of the Chelsea ownership has come out, courtesy of Fabrizio Romano, and said that they are fully backing Vecina. He has got all the qualities to succeed at Chelsea and be a good manager and a good coach. Well, he's a man that's just not playing Garnacho at all. So if Garnacho's looking at that, he's probably thinking, my time here is bleeding done. I haven't got a chance here at Chelsea. Wouldn't it be the biggest come down ever if Garnacho, the so-called next best thing superstar from Manchester United, then sold for 40 million, which, like I said, was an absolute deal and a half for Manchester United, then turns out to be a player, like a journeyman player, someone who is just sent out on loan, maybe even to Strasbourg, the sister club for Chelsea. That would be ironic, wouldn't it? You've got the manager with no experience coming from Strasbourg to manage Chelsea, and then Garnacho going the other way on loan. And this is a player that said, send me to Chelsea, sell me to Chelsea, otherwise I'll just sit on the bench. All he's done pretty much while being at Chelsea is sit on the bench. I did a video on this channel on Adam FC a while back talking about Garnacho leaving Chelsea, potentially leaving Chelsea. Everything since that video has actually got more how it's more intensified in terms of the talks on Garnacho. There's been so much more talk. There's been a lot more from different sources, from different journalists talking about Garnacho leaving Chelsea, and that now seems to be the only outcome to this saga, you could call it, because it's been a bit of a farce, and Garnacho's career has turned into a farce over the last couple of seasons. And you know what? There's a lot to be said for having family as your representation as well, because they're not going to look at the bigger picture. They're not going to look at what works for the club, work with something that actually favours them as well. Find a medium. They're just going to be all for, I don't know, agents are all for their clients and everything like that, but if it's your family, then they're just going to look at this from one side and not look at that medium deal that can be struck. And I think his brother has ruined his career before it's even started, and now Garnacho, with what he's doing on social media himself, not helping either. Oh, by the way, his brother, his agent, has also started posting out Manchester United content and not Chelsea content. What does that tell you? I tell you what it doesn't tell you, that his agent, his brother, does not feel comfortable or confident that his client slash brother is going to survive at Chelsea. That's what it tells you. It tells you that he's hunting for a move away from Chelsea. It tells you that he can only bring up Manchester United highlights to try and sell his client. It tells you that the biggest mistake in football is always thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. And in the case of Alejandro Garnacho, this has proved to be the biggest F-up in football career history. You only have to look at what Kobbie Mainoo did in sticking to it, waiting it out and being patient, not thinking that he is going to get a place just because of what he's done before. Yes, he might have thought he was harshly treated, and a lot of people would agree with him on that with Ruben Amorim, but he stuck it out, and he's now got a new contract at Manchester United with a place firmly in that starting lineup, and Manchester United looking to build midfields in and around him. Garnacho, well, let's just say that he's in there alongside all of the other Chelsea rejects now, and thankfully Manchester United already know about Garnacho, and we won't be sucked into buying a player that really isn't worth it from Chelsea anymore. And that's probably the best way to describe it right now in terms of this already going from Man United to Chelsea. We can look at this and say we well and truly did get an absolutely mega deal out of Garnacho. Oh my God. The more and more you watch him, the more and more you look at the footage and what Chelsea do. Watch this now. He'll go and get a winner against United, won't he though? And that'll be the ultimate slap in the face for Manchester United this weekend. But you know what? Even if he did do that, I'd still think that we got the better deal out of this one. But him actually now being spoken about by more and more journalists and leaving Chelsea proves that we were right, I was right. Everybody looking at this deal, looking at the problems that were happening early on in the season. Months ago when we did that other video talking about Garnacho leaving, we were bang on the money. But you know what? The one thing that this proves is that football fans, people watching from the sidelines, watching on TV, you can go off stats, you can go off opinions, off experts or so-called experts, pundits, former players, whatever it may be. One thing that you cannot deny, the ultimate in judging a player for what he is the eye test. And the eye test is the be-all and end-all when it comes to knowing how good a player actually is and the attitude of that player. Manchester United fans have firmly got their specs on at the moment, and we know what players are good enough to play for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, Antony, Sancho, Onana, Rasmus Højlund, Tyrell Malacia. Do I need to go on? Garnacho's a part of that bunch, part of the bomb squad. He is the leader of it, in fact. And now he's looking for his third club in 2 years. Oh my God. Let me know what you think. Get your comments in below. Like, share and subscribe here on Adam FC. I'll see you all in the next video.